Man, it's a good day to go help my people. Oh, shit. Man, they already shooting. Here we go. I'm up in the store now, y'all. I see it later right here, the counter right here. Hey,
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
I want to ask you a question about what's going on with all this old stuff going on in the world right now. They got the former president and brought charges up on him. What do you think about that? About what they doing to Trump right now?
I think he's not doing no more than what the other ones did. He's doing no better than the rest. But they should just let this man be at peace with whatever happened.
I mean, is it a good look on what they doing? I mean,
No, it's not a good look on what he's doing, but then it ain't a bad look
okay,
of what he did.
right,
But you have to learn to forgive.
right,
Because right now, as long as they don't forgive him, he's holding power over everybody.
right.
And I forgive him for what he did, even though it was wrong. But I'm not going to give him the opportunity to have power over me.
Right, right. So by you coming after him like that, that's like more of like you going after him with vengeance, and when God say vengeance are mine, right?
Right?
So they need to leave that alone. Man.
Leave it alone.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just going around different people asking. I'm down here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm down here in the Cajun, what you call it? What they call y'all down here? Coon. The coon, right? How they call y'all?
I don't know.
I sure thank you, though. Thank you for giving me your take on that, on Donald Trump.
You're welcome.
All right.
Hey,
Hey, what do you think about Donald Trump?
But he's an arrogant piece of shit, and I don't like him.
Why you don't like Trump?
Because why should I?
I'm saying, what's the reason? What's your reason why though? I mean,
Because he's cocky. He doesn't take accountability for his own actions.
okay. So you think that what they doing to him, bringing them charges up on him, is
Yeah, I think it's fair. I do.
only because of what? The documents?
Only because that he refused to give back documents that he no longer should have had. What's the word I'm looking for? Help me here. Possession of. There you go. After, because he's no longer president. What do you need government classified documents for?
Well, can I get your take on the rest of them that had their documents and they had the same thing that Trump had? Can you give me your take on them?
My take on them would be, like Trump, did they have to sit there and force them to get the documents back?
Right. You got a point there.
So I mean, yeah, they're all in the wrong for having classified documents after their presidencies that they shouldn't have, but he's more in the wrong for trying to keep them. Like you shouldn't try to keep property that's not yours.
I mean, Biden gave some back. He didn't give all, which he should have given all regardless. But my thing is, with him being a senator before president, how did he receive the documents? I mean, did a former president,
Joe Biden?
A former president gave him these documents for him to have before he become president?
He was a senator.
That's what I'm saying.
And he had
but now he's president, so they fighting Donald Trump for all of his documents after he has been indicted. Biden hasn't been indicted, but he has been investigated too. So, if you want all of his, get all of his. Biden wants while he's still in office, so that way, whatever he's hiding, come to light too.
Right,
and
right.
You don't have to wait till he no longer president.
Right, because they said that Biden got more documents as well.
Right, so
if you're going to bring a charge up on Trump,
you should bring one on him after his investigation.
Right. What's your take on that?
And everybody that has anything.
You agree with that?
I agree.
Involved.
But I think right now, as of right now, during Biden's presidency, he's being used as a puppet for the government because of those classified documents.
But do anybody know who really run the government?
Technically, we're supposed to, as the people, we're supposed to be running the
Right,
government.
right.
But it's a bunch of rich ass white old people.
Uh,
The
do
Illuminati.
you think it's white, old white people?
You
Or
want me to say the thing?
It's the
Ah.
lizard people.
It's
the who?
The lizard people, the
Who-
reptilian people.
Who are that? Who are them people there?
Illuminati.
Whoa! Huh, come here! You speaking of? But who are them people?
They're the elites. We don't know who they are.
Yeah, we
Jews. They are the Jews.
Israelites.
the
Yeah.
Israelites.
Jews.
Jewish people?
Palestine.
They are not the Israelites.
No.
No,
They're
only
Jews.
only Hebrew peoples are the Israelites.
Okay, yeah, you're right. My bad.
They are not the real Israelites. But I understand what you're saying, though.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I get
There's
what you're
something.
saying.
There's something more on the Jew part. I'm trying to think.
Jewish.
Well, I know that.
Yeah. So you think that's the deal, right?
Yes, I think it's the Jews.
Right. So they run the government. Just say, pretty much, they run the government.
Mhm.
So that means they can attack who they want to attack at any time, right? So
That's so they think
why would you just, because if you gonna bring charges up against Trump and he did the same thing that all the rest of them did, it really doesn't make sense to bring charges against him then, right?
I mean, like
Because you're not bringing charges on everybody else.
I mean, like I said, everybody else willingly gave back the documents. He had to have them forcibly taken from him. That's why he's getting those charges brought.
And that's where his ego kick in there, because he didn't want to give them back up.
Exactly. And I mean, if you had classified documents from the government, would you want to give them back up? Because I know I would.
Well,
I wanna-
would
I
give,
wanna-
no,
I wanna know.
I would give it back.
I want to
I
know
would.
what they're
That's to
doing.
let them see that I have nothing to hide.
Well,
You're only not giving it back unless you have something to hide. If you have nothing to hide, give it to him.
Well, he said he gave up. He cooperated with him, and he was in the middle of
He
another.
cooperated, yeah. But look what they had to do to get him to cooperate. They had to go through all of his procedures just to get him.
Right.
If you'd have just turned him in or whatever,
That's right.
had to
Right
go
on.
through it.
Yeah.
It would've been-
Right.
it would've
It'd
been
have
over.
been-
They wouldn't have had nothing on him. I
Right.
so appreciate you ladies on y'all take on this here.
Made hello. I'm Lynn. Oh, just getting up. It's day 2, Baton Rouge. I'm gonna go back up in here and I'm gonna ask one more question to the one lady that came on shift, and I want to get her take on it.
Oh, we gonna ask questions right now. Y'all. Hey, lady. Hey, lady. Look at her whole head now. I told you I could get you on that camera. Hey. Hey, I'm back. Look, y'all, she got the bacon, eggs, grits, biscuits. Homemade biscuits right there. Ooh. Hey, I'm getting ready to go drop my load. I got one more question to ask you.
What's up?
What do you think about the Democrat Party and Republican Party?
Democrats versus Republicans. Well, see, I'm not very political, but I feel that they say the Democrats are for the poor and the Republicans are for the rich, but I think it's vice versa. Because, I mean, originally that's how it started off, as Republicans were for the poor and the Democrats were for the rich. But to be honest with you, my point of view would be more to do like an independent party. So, because I mean, either way, they're whatever form of government, they're all, you know.
I agree with you.
You know.
I agree with you so much. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something else. they got us all divided as well too. And the move that they making on Trump is really dividing the people even more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I understand you said they should get him, but Trump said himself, he said my ego is just who I am, my personality. And he also said that his personality kept us from going to war with other countries because he know that he's cocky, he know he's like that, you know. But I think that's more what they caught up in and trying to bring charges against him because he's not going to waver for nothing. I mean, he's not. So I just think that they ought to just leave him alone. To me, that's my take on it. What you think? Look.
Get out of here.
You know, we'll talk on that one. But look, I just think they should just leave him alone because, I mean, no matter what they do, by them breaking him down, you also divide the country more, and still at the end of the day, I mean, it's all about trying to take a man down
Instead of lifting them up.
And if you're gonna charge him for the documents, you might as well charge all the presidents and everybody else that took documents out of there.
You should charge the entire government for stuff that goes against our Constitution that they've been doing.
Yeah. So I agree. They need to just drop that. So they cause a lot of division. They're gonna cause a lot of division. I thank you. Thank you so much. Now I'm ready to get me some of this breakfast that she done made down here this morning. All right. What y'all think about this shit he doing to Trump, man? What's up, man? Give me something, man.
Fuck Trump.
For real? For real? What y'all think, man? Man, how y'all feel about it, though, man? How y'all feel about it? You know, they going back and forth with, you know, indicting Trump and stuff like that. What y'all think about that?
Set my nigga free for real, man. Free Trump. He gave us all the free money. I spun good on the PPP and the unemployment. Yeah.
Hey,
What you think about it, man?
They used to talk bad about Trump, but like how he used to talk and stuff. But I feel like what he was saying, there was some truth in what he was talking about. He just ignorant, right?
Yeah.
He blunt with it.
Yeah, and he that's his problem, man.
I feel like he fuck black folk though.
But,
like I said, he's just ignorant.
But my thing is,
but fuck.
you know, I was in Louisiana all for a couple of days. A lot of people talking about it. They got Trump. Then you get people saying you got mix you know, people saying this and saying that, and you know, you got so many different takes on it. So my thing is, a lot of people is really kind of upset at the Democrats for them doing that to him because they saying that Joe Biden had a lot of stuff that he haven't gave up yet either. So what's your take on that?
I'm gonna ask you a question. Who freed the slaves?
Abraham Lincoln.
No, come on now. But what was he? A Republican or a Democrat?
Republican.
Okay. So really, we on the wrong motherfucking side. Because they still want to have something to hold against us. That's why we for them. Like SNAP, Medicaid, all that. You feel what I'm saying? We on the wrong side. But at the end of the day, bro, that's still for another day. But at the end of the day,
it's gonna be a continued thing.
But yeah, because slavery really, like I said, what we just talked about, it's still going on. It's just in a different fashion or form. It ain't like you said in cotton fields where now motherfuckers still standing over at work. Still, we still got a slave to make a living. How paying rent, all that we don't supposed to be doing that. We're living, paying for water bills, light bill, all that shit supposed to be free, land, all that. We don't supposed to be doing shit like that. That's why, hell no, we don't deserve respiration because we taking from our own motherfucking self.
Well, what do you think about that Willie Lynch letter they were talking about, man? That Willie Lynch letter, they saying that, I haven't got a chance to read the whole thing, but they said that Willie Lynch letter saying that the way to keep a black man down is rise the black woman up, keep the black woman in charge in the head of the black man. What do you think? But somebody said that down there, they were like, that's what the Democrats do, they keep the black woman in power.
And look, they got it set up just for the woman. like you said.
But they saying that was Democrat. They said that was Democrat policy doing that though. They said Democrat policy got the black woman more empowered than the black man and making the black man weaker. I didn't hold the conversation long, but I said, well, I'm gonna ask somebody and see what they think about this. But they're saying all the Democrat policy is really to uplift the black woman and keep the black man down. What do you think about it?
This is gonna answer that real quick.
They said the Democrats do the work.
I think Elijah lose his strength from a bitch. He trusted her to cut his hair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
man.
So what you think about it?
I don't like it, and the reason like they got to set up like that is, you know, they don't want the man to be in power, of course, and
The black man.
right, the black man, and you know, and then you know we try to talk to our women and get them to understand, hey, look, don't go down and do woo woo with us on, you know, such and such, and then they get upset and they go down there and do it anyway, fall into the trap. So, and then it empowers them because they feel like, oh, okay, if I can do this, if I can do that, or if I can go make a baby with this man, that man, I can get child support from him. So, hey, what I need a man for?
Right. But this gonna be continue right here. But man, so what y'all think, man? Y'all think they should just leave Trump alone or what?
Like I said,
And it's like
I feel like y'all should leave him alone. Y'all let him slide this long, and then y'all let the man get in office and everything. The fuck y'all fucking with him for? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean it's a lot
the
of
man got more money. You know, really, even though money is all you know, but trust me, if that man want to beat this, that man gonna beat it, man.
yeah, it's a lot of mixed feelings on it, man.
Yeah.
It's like they really putting bad taste in a lot of
I
people's
want
mouth.
to say something real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna jump on the subject right quick though. You hear about the alien situation?
Yeah. And somebody said that yesterday too. They said, "Why you trying to get Trump? They need to be worried about the things that the UFOs and stuff like that."
You know, the phone disappeared.
Yeah. What?
Don't phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They saying, man, I'm telling you, I was in Louisiana yesterday. A lot of people saying that. Hey, man, hey, wait, excuse me. What do you think about what they doing to Trump, man? Do you think it's right or you think it's wrong?
I think they're treating him like shit.
Huh?
I think they're treating him like garbage.
They treating him wrong?
I think, but
Yeah.
you know,
Don't you think they need to just leave him alone with that?
I think they need to leave him alone and let him run for president and see what he can do. But
Like-
they're not.
But why you think they messing with him, man, so late in the game when they said Joe Biden, he got they said he got stuff that he got
Well, Biden's
but
got
he was a
lot
senator.
Well, there you go. Biden's got a lot under his head, but they want to keep Biden in office because he can play him like a puppet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So there you go. I mean, you know.
There you go. Who you think? Well, can I ask you one more question, bro? And I'm gonna let you know. I know it's early this morning. Who you think run the government?
Who runs the government?
Who you really think runs the government?
I got an answer for that.
Rich people.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I'm gonna say the Pope, the Pope and them.
You said who?
The Pope.
Okay.
About World War I boxes. And by the way, Biden's got 1,850 boxes. He's got boxes in Chinatown, D.C. He's got boxes all over the place. He doesn't know what the hell to do with them. And he's fighting them on the boxes. He doesn't want to give the boxes. And then they say, Trump is obstructioning. He's obstructing. No, it's a sad day for the country. You know, I said, last night I said that our country has tears because of what's happening. We have fake elections. We have no borders. We have inflation. We have everything. It's just going wrong. There's never been anything like it in the history of our country. We've never done like this. And the division is so bad because what they do is so bad. And our people are angry, and they just keep doing it. And sometimes you need strength. You have to have strength, more than just normal strength. And we have to get it changed because we're not going to have a country left. Remember, I used to campaign and I'd say that we're going to end up being Venezuela on steroids. And that's exactly what's happening to our country. Our country is going to hell. I was going to change the name of our campaign to Keep America Great. Now, that's not as good as MAGA. MAGA's MAGA, right? MAGA. And Keep America Great is CAG. I don't think CAG is never going to compete with MAGA. But we couldn't say Keep America Great because our country is not great. We're laughed at all over the world. We're no longer respected. 3 years ago, we were respected like our country has never been respected before. They also don't mention the defining lawsuit that was brought against Bill Clinton, and it was lost by the government, the famous Sox case that says he can keep his documents. They don't mention that. These are minor details, and that's the ruling law. When I left office and was moving to Florida, boxes were openly sitting on the White House sidewalk. Everybody was taking pictures of them. This isn't somebody smuggling boxes out. Pictures of them you've all seen. It's sitting with people from GSA and other people waiting to put them on a truck. But they were literally sitting outside of the White House waiting for a truck to come. Then the truck come. It was there for a long time, and they put it in, and they brought it down to Florida. And they make it sound like it's a big, if that's a spy operation or if that's something bad, we did a very poor job, I will tell you. First thing you learn is don't put them on the sidewalk in front of the White House. As a former president, we were negotiating with the National Archives and Records Administration, just as every other president has done. And the next thing I knew, Mar-a-Lago was raided by gun-toting FBI agents. We were negotiating. And again, meanwhile, Biden has troves of classified documents from his time as vice president, which is much tougher, actually. It's actually a much tougher standard. And even as a senator. And the senators are not allowed to bring classified documents. And I heard a senator named Dick Durbin. You ever hear of him? Happens to be a Democrat. He was beside himself. He couldn't believe that Biden took classified documents as a senator. It's a no-no, a real no-no. Can't do it. I was amazed that I saw him. I'm sure he changed his tune, when he got the hell beat out of him when he went back into his beautiful marble-clad office. Many of Biden's documents were in Chinatown, and many of them were in places that you don't want to have documents. But I hear how wonderful he did. Think of it, 1,850 boxes he had. Mine is peanuts. But you saw mine because they were on that sidewalk. And they paid over $1 million a year. And they're still, he was paid by China, really, because China makes a big payment to the area where he has the vast preponderance of documents. And he makes about $1 million a year paid by China. And these documents were strewn all over the place. And then he has documents strewn on his garage floor where he has the now famous Corvette. You know where that's stored, his beautiful Corvette. There was no security there. They had a garage door that you could cut it with a scissor. They didn't have Secret Service. I have Secret Service all over Mar-a-Lago. And Mar-a-Lago's strong and powerful. It was actually built by Marjorie Merriweather Post and E.F. Hutton. Remember? When E.F. Hutton speaks, people listen. Well, one of the greatest ads ever, but they built it, and it was built as the Southern White House, actually. And Jimmy Carter gave it up. He said it was too expensive to be borne by. And I said, thank you very much. We have to get that. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you very much. But that was actually built as the Southern White House. So it's very powerful, but we have great people. Secret Service is all over the place, and that's the way we like it. But unlike me, who had absolute declassification authority as president, Biden didn't have any authority, and he had no right to possess those documents, none whatsoever. Yet nothing happened to Crooked Joe with all that many, many, many times what we have. And there was an article recently that all presidents take documents out. They bring them out, all of them, virtually every one of them in fairly modern times. If you look at Hillary Clinton, set up an illegal private server in her basement specifically to break public disclosure laws, and that would expose her and her family's finances. She stored vast quantities of classified and sensitive information, some of it leaking into Anthony Weiner. You remember him? Computer? Anthony Weiner. If you put me back in the White House, their reign will be over and America will be a free nation again. For the American farmer, we appointed nearly 300 federal judges and 3 great Supreme Court justices.